All right, fuel tank skid. So this side doesn't fit, so I'm cutting it with the cutter. Stupid. Brand new is what it is. All right, there's my cut. That should fit now. All right, you see where I cut it? That'll fit. All right, bolts don't line up, and figured it out. I got the wrong bracket. So there's no instructions with this kit because it's Chinese, I guess. So I was trying to follow the rough country instructions, and they say use the smallest bracket and then work your way back to the bigger brackets. So that's not how this kit works. So I got to drop this again. But at least we have a way to access, I think, that bolt to torque it down all the way. So I'm excited about that. All right, success. Got that bracket, the right bracket in. Well, now we'll see if we have access to, I don't torque that fuel tank bolt there. All right, good news is I can reach and torque it down. That's good. All right, got the first half in. We gotta get the second half in later. This thing's stout, man. It's thick. Hopefully the second's not as hard as the first. And like I said, the back half here, I had to cut it to clear the existing fuel tank skid plate / carrier or whatever. So should be good to go, because I mean it's a little profile down here. That's not gonna matter. So just had to cut it, as you can see, to clear. All right, next day. I already know that I'm gonna have to trim this piece before I even put it up to have clearance. So I just cut that off. I'm gonna touch up paint it. And that essentially is this continuation of the fuel tank, the existing hanger / whatever stock skid. So go ahead and preemptively cut it back. All right, doing the rear, nothing ever fits right. So I got the front passenger side bolt in, and the front driver's side bracket looks like it's got clearance, but the rear, it's kind of like it's twisted or something. So I'm gonna try to jack it slowly so I can get it to work. But you know, this side's got clearance, that's good. It's just this side I'm hitting on the tank. Okay, so basically from here to here, it's not fitting because it's hitting on the forward edge here against the existing tank. So I'm gonna basically notch off, and the back too would hit if it's seated. I'm gonna notch it off here and here and see if that gives me enough clearance. So that way the thing can slide over, and this can clear the other side. Doing this though, from the geometry standpoint, it's probably gonna mess up the alignment to when this bracket's installed, but I can use shims or washers to kind of shim it. All right, I cut it, not too bad. I'll just paint it, see if it fits. All right, as you can see, there's no way I'm getting that up there without either bending the flange. I think if I cut off those weld nuts, I can just put a nut on the back side. That should work. Should go to a hardware store. So I'm gonna cut the 4 on the inboard side. All right, this thing's like becoming a custom part now. So I had to cut that off to clear. I had to cut that to clear. I gotta cut these weld nuts, and then I'll just buy some. Actually, if I cut them, I might be able to still use them. We'll see. This sucks. All right, got the weld nuts cut off. I'm gonna paint it and see if it fits. Okay, I had to get some help from Justin at Deep South 4x4 to get this thing to work. Turns out only the aft bracket location needed the weld nuts cut off. So he ended up welding on the weld nuts back on the front bracket, and then we had to open up the holes in the bracket to make it align. So that was a big pain. So this whole thing's pretty much custom to fit, and I do not recommend buying this particular brand. Go ahead and get the Rough Country one that fits, but got it to work. A lot of trimming, a lot of finesse, big pain in the butt.